Hello, dear channel subscribers and or anyone else watching this video. I have not made a video for this channel in a little while because I've been overwhelmed with life. A lot of things have happened since my last check-in, good and bad. So let's talk about some of the good, because that's what most people want to hear. All right, so CEA, carcinoembryonic antigens. That's how colon cancer is tracked. That and the size of the tumors. So at the end of May, when I first began chemo, I always want to preface this. The normal CEA level is 0 to 3 or 0 to 2.5. I've read conflicting numbers, 2.5 to 3, whatever, either one of them. The point is that that's the normal range where you're considered not to have cancer. So my chemo, I get tested before I get tested for CEA before every other chemo treatment. So they started at the first one. Before chemo, right before chemo, my CEA level was 2616. Extremely high, very bad. After 2 tests, they test again. They do it once a month. You get 2 treatments a month. Somebody messed up later on somewhere, and it was 3 treatments in 6 weeks instead of 4. But here are my results. So CEA start right before chemo was 2616. Remember, 0 to 3 is the normal level, so way out of whack. 2616. After 2 chemo treatments, it was 656. After 4 chemo treatments, it was 348. After 6 chemo treatments, it was 241. Now at that point, I started to see the law of diminishing returns. The more you do something, the less effective it is. I understood that part, but part of me wanted to see a greater improvement from 348 to whatever number was going to be next. It happened to be 241, and I started to get a little apprehensive at that point, because is it just the law of diminishing returns, or is it also the cancer is becoming resistant to the chemo treatments? So the next CEA test was 3 chemos and a month and a half in between the 241 number. So there's a little bit more time to see progress, but also to see the progress induced by me getting more aggressive against this cancer by taking, at first, double the dose of fenbendazole a day to tripling the dose of fenbendazole a day. Now, I've never experienced any side effects with that. My doctor knows I'm taking it. Even with the 3 times a day, or 3 daily doses of that, which is, I just take it at once, so it's like once, but it's a triple dose. Even with that, I still don't experience any side effects from the fenbendazole. So 6 weeks from 241 to 74. So I am below 100 when it comes to CEA level. And that alone is friggin' awesome. All right, that's the best news that I have. So that's, fenbendazole isn't the only thing I'm taking more of. I'm also taking more ivermectin. I take 24 milligrams a day, two 12 milligram pills. And I believe both of those things are helping. The other thing that I take a higher dose of is omega-3s, because omega-3s help kill CEA. So I take triple the dose of these omega-3s a day. and that's because, I'm being more aggressive. So I'm getting more aggressive against the cancer. It's having an effect. CEA level is down from 2600 before chemo to 74 now. Target range is 0 to 3. Leave a thumbs up for that. I got to give a shout out to everybody who contributed to my GoFundMe. It's hard to kind of keep up with everybody and thank everyone personally, but it's come at a great help to me. Now, there was a problem with it for a little while. GoFundMe was asking Derek Gunn, who set this up for me, for more banking information or something. And Derek did his best to get them that, but whatever he submitted was rejected a couple of times, and so it took him a while to figure it out. At the same time, he was dealing with like 3 jobs and one job that didn't pay him for a month, so he lost out on that money because then they ended up collapsing. Anyway, he did his best to keep up with it, and it took a few weeks, but finally the money was released from GoFundMe to the bank account that Derek set up, and then Derek was able to finally get that money and give it to me. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because my bills had started to back up and all of that. Some of them were past due. I had my car insurance canceled because I couldn't pay it 1 month, and I also had to deal with moving during that entire time. So luckily I had a lot of help with the move. It did not go smoothly, and to be honest, while I did land safely, I'm experiencing issues with the people that I'm now sharing a domicile with, if you will. I'm hoping those things can get worked out, but I don't know. It's not really up to me. It's really up to the other people who, frankly, I'm kind of flabbergasted. They do things to help. They also do things that don't help. So while I'm grateful for the things that they've done to help, I can't be grateful and not say anything about the things that they're doing that don't help. And one of them is sort of like a default setting, like, oh, if Matt does anything wrong, let's just kick him out. I mean, that was literally the setting on day one. Oh, like, maybe this isn't the right place for you. Well, it's a little too late now. I'm like already moved my stuff in. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I've just tried to take some space away from it because I don't really want to be dealing with that. It's stressful. It's shitty. I prefer to just talk things out calmly and rationally, and that's not the kind of response that I'm getting. So that is what that is. I was hospitalized the other night. I was driving Uber. It was my last ride of the night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was in northeastern Massachusetts, like way up near Salisbury area. As I was on my way to pick these guys up, I had to stop and go to the bathroom. After I went to the bathroom, I had this real strong pain in my gut, in the center, just under my belly button. That is not where the tumor is. That's important for later. But it wouldn't go away. It wasn't gas pains. It didn't stop. It wouldn't go away. It didn't move. It didn't gurgle. And I ended up driving myself to Lowell General Hospital, which was still probably half an hour from where I was. It was the only hospital I knew, so I was just like, I'll go there. They admitted me. They kept me overnight. I did get some sleep in the bed, but not a whole lot, and obviously it was interrupted with, doctors and all that. And CAT scan, blood test, urine test, everything came back clean. They don't really even know what happened. Neither do I. The doctor said, oh, well, maybe because you're going through chemo and you're, this far along with it, and you just up the dose from 80% to 100%, which I dropped after my first round of chemo that landed me in the hospital for 5 days because I didn't take my Imodium and didn't hydrate myself. But anyway, she said that maybe it was the tumor breaking up. I wish, I hope, but why would that cause pain in another part of the colon. I don't understand. So doctors don't know what happened. I don't really know what happened. I'm feeling better now. I ended up just going to work once I got out of the hospital because it was that time anyway. But yeah, so that happened. Not really sure why. I didn't know. I really didn't even know my car was canceled. I didn't get a notice saying it was canceled. But when that happened, my car's registration was revoked because no valid insurance, right? Again, I didn't get a notice of that. So I got pulled over in Brookline one night. Literally, I was out trying to make money to pay my insurance bill, and I get pulled over. And they want to take the car because it's not registered. And there was a bit of back and forth. I asked him if he'd please hear me out. He didn't want to hear me out. He was yelling at me, we're going to take the car, like, there's no talking your way out of this, that kind of shit. But I just kept calm and kept cool and let him know, like, dude, I've got chemo attached to me. And I literally had the bag on at the same time. I'm like, if you take my car tonight, I'm not going to be able to get to my appointment in Worcester tomorrow. And they won't be able to detach this. So, like, you're gonna taking my car right now is gonna have a huge impact on my life. Can we just leave it here? Oh, well, how do I know you're not gonna come back for it? Here, take the keys. No, I'm not taking your keys. Well, we're not gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. But then he was talking to the other cop that was there. They ultimately decided to let me go, right? He said, go home. So that was a Friday night, probably 2 Friday nights ago. And I went home and I waited till Monday, and then I went down to the RMV and I figured out the registration. I figured out new insurance. But that was because Derek got me the GoFundMe money on that Sunday. My buddy Doug picked me up and we went on a hike, and then Derek came down and delivered the funds to me. So that helped. It absolutely helped. So, you know, the cop not towing my car, that was an awesome help. And then the GoFundMe money kind of came in to save my ass, and I got insurance that day, and or the next day, I got insurance that day, and then got the registration taken care of the same day. So it's just been challenge after challenge after challenge. Good news here and there, but also like challenges. I'm just praying for the day the doctor looks at me and says, Matt, you've done it. You've completely cured your cancer. And that will feel honestly amazing. So I've got 2 more chemo treatments scheduled. I don't know if I will do more after that. I think I will, maybe a couple more just in case, because I'm doing really well with it now. After the first chemo dose that landed me in the hospital for 5 days, we bumped down the strength from 100% to 80. But that day that I was out hiking, my buddy said to me, hey, you're not huffing and puffing. You're doing better now than you did, you know, you're doing better now the day after getting off chemo than you were doing before you were diagnosed with this. You know, you used to huff and puff when you walked, and you couldn't talk and walk at the same time. Now you're not huffing and puffing at all, and you're walking and talking at the same time. So he's noticing how much stronger I am, and other people have noticed, like, the color in my face has come back. I don't have that pale yellowish face color to my face that I had just even a couple months ago. And so the point of that is I'm getting stronger, and I can handle bringing the chemo back from 80% to 100%. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm doing extraordinarily well health-wise. It's just life-wise, everything is kind of chaotic and a challenge to keep in order, but I've managed to do it. I've managed to keep everything in order. I've managed to stop falling so far, to the point where I hit the ground, so as long as I fall, and I don't hit the ground, I'm safe and sound, right? That's how that goes. But it's just a lot to keep up with. It's a lot to keep up with. And I'm so thankful that I have had so many people be a resource to me, whether they sent me information that potentially could save my life as far as, supplements and nutrition and off protocol medicines and like everything, donations, anything anyone is, whether it was financial or medicine wise. I had people give me tinctures, I've had people give me THC, CBD oil, like all kinds of stuff. Everything helps. And still I sit here sometimes and I'm like, geez, I'm really, really humbled to have such an extraordinary group of people around me. And I'm so thankful to have everyone rally around me and show me their support. It's truly humbling, and it touches my heart every day. Just to think that there are people out there that care enough about me that they would want to help me. Even if it's just cheer me on, positive words, whatever it is. I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for everyone. I'm grateful for everything. So yeah, that's the update from me. Those are the major things. There's a lot of minor things in there, like getting back on Uber to begin with. I'm still trying to get back on Lyft and DoorDash. Everything now should be fixed with the RMV. They should let me back on the platform, but I keep getting notices that I'm denied, and I don't know why. They don't tell me specifically why. So I've got Uber. I'm able to work a bit with that. I would like Lyft back. I would like DoorDash back, just so that I have more options and can be able to make more money. So that's what that is. Anyway, if you've watched this, thank you for tuning in. I'm just trying to kill a little bit of time while I go pick up a blender so that I can use for my green smoothies, because I accidentally broke a cheap one, which I'll replace, and then, I need one of my own, apparently, because I can't be trusted with appliances in a house. That's one of the small things. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and if anyone needs any kind of help with, thinking through their own cancer diagnosis, feel free to hit me up. I have a lot of knowledge to share, and hopefully I can help save your life.